Hey guys, it's your friendly local otaku coming at you with the truth. So according to my anime list, I've watched about 538 anime and I think I've missed a few. There have been a lot of shows that I've grown fond of, like Vinland Saga. By the way, go check out my last video, it's pretty good. Mob Psycho, Made in Abyss, and what the hell, Sword Art Online, though it has a lot of problems. But there is one show that's caught my attention due to how absolutely brilliant it is. That's the way it constructs its characters and has them interact. So today, I want to talk about K-On! K-On! Started in 2009 and it's 2022 now. It's been 13 years since the first season of K-On! And I legitimately think it might be one of my favorite animes ever. And that's a very subjective statement, of course. I love action, I love drama and plot twists, but I've always loved seeing characters' interactions, having the characters lead the story, not having plot point after plot point, and always having characters react to those certain plot elements. There's something fascinating to me about what makes fictional characters feel real. I think why I love animation so much, it's the ability to bring something to life, be it a bird or a robot or anime characters. K-On! Works because the characters, the girls in the show generally feel like real people, and I know of course they're going to be exaggerated, their expressions are going to be whimsical. This is a show, but the way these characters react to situation is generally, surprisingly, real. So to me, K-On! Is the best representation of what high school is like. Keeping up with your grades, joining a club, hanging out with friends, going to concerts, sometimes doing nothing. Let me tell you why I think K-On! Is the perfect slice of life anime. The very quick and condensed summarization of K-On! Is that it is about 5 high school girls that all join the light music club and hang out together. But there is so much more. Yes, most of the anime is just these 5 girls drinking tea, enjoying their high school life, existing. But to write it off as just another slice of life anime with cute girls doing cute things would be fallacious. People often say that nothing happens in K-On!, but there are consistent character arcs going on throughout the show's run. We have Yuri, a girl who often feels bad that she hasn't really done anything with her life so far and feels the need to join the club. Because of that, we have Ritsu, who loves music and wants to join the light music club, and her friend Miu, who wants to join the literacy club, but Ritsu doesn't really care and forces her to join the light music club. With her, Mugi, who at first came in to try to join the choir club, but find Ritsu and Miu's relationship so amusing that she decides it would be more fun to join their club. And last, we have Azuna, or as I like to call Azuna, who is a year younger and joins later in episode 9. Because she was moved by the original members' performance during the welcoming ceremony. Each girl ends up joining the light music club for a different reason, and none of those initial reasons for joining are why they end up staying. The real reason I believe that people look at K-On! Or any slice of life anime and say nothing happens is because the way most other shows are crafted. Most shows are crafted to have a goal, or the main character to realize something about himself and overcome that obstacle. Shows like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece have very clear goals that the viewers can get invested in. But in slice of life, though, it's just a slice of people's life. There is no clear established goals like I want to be the Wizard King. There is no tangible thing that anyone is seeking or position they wish to reach in K-On! There are simply high schoolers trying to find their place, so the character growth is the story. And I know what you're thinking, there's no character growth in K-On!, it's just some high school girls hanging out. But check this out. There is character development in K-On!, but it's a little bit more subtle compared to other anime. Similar to how it would be in real life, people don't wear their hearts on their sleeves quite like how anime characters do, but I've never personally seen someone stab themselves with a kunai. Talk about how hard they'll train and say how they'll never run away from a fight again. I mean, it's pretty cool when Naruto does it. I've just never personally seen it before. But we do get character development in K-On!, and we get it as early as the 2nd episode. We have Yuri, who has freshly joined the light music club. She is supposed to be the guitarist, but she doesn't even have a guitar, so the gang all go to the music store together to help her pick one out. But the guitar that Yuri settles on is very expensive, so everyone bands together and starts working odd jobs so that they can gather enough money to get Yuri her instrument. But near the end of the episode, after they work multiple shifts, Yuri realizes that she was being kind of selfish, so instead Instead, she tells everyone they should keep the money they earned and she is going to buy a cheaper guitar on her own. Now, do you see what happened here? Yuri realized she was just joined a light music club as a guitarist when she doesn't even know how to play the guitar. She picked the most expensive guitar to purchase in the room, one that she couldn't even afford. The people she just very recently met decided to get jobs to help her pay for the guitar without Yuri even asking, and Yuri thinks about it and says, I think I'm being kind of a dick. So she tells everyone to keep their money and decides to do it on her own. But all of this happens internally. She doesn't stab herself with a kunai and yell, "I will never have you guys work for me again. I refuse to let my greed take over." Yeah. She doesn't do any of that, and Yuri never even openly says that she realized she was being selfish. It's something that you would have to pick up on your own. So, as I said, the character development is much more subtle, but it's definitely there and it is consistently happening. My favorite example of this is the birth of a song, You and I. This takes place later, nearing the end of the second season. At the beginning of the episode, the light music club is hit with water damage, so they lose out on their club for multiple days, but they have the school festival coming up, which they need to practice for in order to be ready for. Most of the episode is after school tea time, practicing in these very strange environments, like their school room and in the gym. Like, look at them. After moving around so much, not really being able to practice, the girls start to notice that not having the space to always be able to come back to a place where they felt like they belong was more important to them than they initially realized. There is also a B plot running in this episode where the band members are trying to come up with a new song, so they start having a friendly competition to see who can write the best song, and Yuri's head only being filled with thoughts of relaxation and food, and submits a song about rice. That song immediately gets shot down. But later in the episode, Yuri's sister Ui catches a fever. Yuri calls over all of her friends in a state of panic because she doesn't know what to do. Yuri was always the one who took care of her. Ui is bedridden while Yuri's attempting to cook and take care of her sister. She realizes how much she relies on Ui, and this inspires her to write the song You and I, which is a wonderful song about how when Ui isn't around, she can't really do anything. It's a song that expresses her love for her sister and how Ui has given her so much. Yuri feels as though she took Ui for granted because she was always there, but you can't really notice the true extent of what people do for you until they are gone. And I get that because it's something that also happened to me. A lot of things happen to us when you graduate from high school. Friends get jobs, they go to college, they move out of state, and you start to have less and less free time. And that's okay. Life happens and it's consistently moving, but that doesn't mean that I don't miss them. The experiences that these characters have are similar to my own, and that's why I can easily able to understand and emphasize with them. These very subtle moments are so impactful because in real life, this is what those moments are. Like, the biggest moments for you personally often go completely unnoticed by everyone else around you. And this show was somehow able to capture that. These are the members of After School Tea Time, moments after they played the best concert of their life. And this scene highlights the feeling that I was talking about so well. There are so many emotions running, so many thoughts going through their heads. They just played this amazing show, but to everyone else, it looks like nothing is happening. So much happens in this scene, but most of it is never openly said at this point in the anime. You have seen almost every side of these characters. You have seen the shenanigans, you have seen the growth, you have seen this group of friends form bonds and continuously grow closer. They have come a long way since their first performance in episode 1, where Yuri just blatantly tells them how bad they are, but now they are here together and they have just given a performance they can truly be proud of. First, you see the adrenaline of the amazing performance. They are on top of the world. The entire audience was wearing After School Tea Time t-shirt. They were all in sync. They played each section perfectly. But when the talk about their next show comes up, it is followed by the realization that this was their last school festival. You can tell that they were all just getting started. They believe that they had so many more concerts left to play together, and you share this sentiment as the viewer. You watch them hang out every day after school, go on field trips, go to concerts, and a part of you believed that it would never end. But 4 of them are graduating and K-On! Is coming to an end. Then Azuna, the girl who shared those experiences, the girl who doesn't even get to graduate with them, leans in and says, "It was an honor playing with you all." I'm not gonna lie, I cried during this moment. It was already a sad moment, but Asuna saying that without a single tear in her eyes really dug deep. It reminded me that Asuna was going to be left behind, just like how we are going to be, and she was trying to stay strong, not just for herself, but for her closest friends. They deserve to be sent off with a smile, but in the final episode of K-On!, Asuna finally breaks after their graduation ceremony. She says, please, don't graduate. She doesn't care whether they make a mess in the classroom or if they sit around all day drinking tea. She just doesn't want them to leave. But everyone has to keep moving, and Asuna knows that. But that doesn't make them leaving her any less. As a final send-off, they play Asuna a song that they wrote specifically for her, and it's a wonderful moment. I cried again. These were both very powerful moments for me because it reminded me of my friends and the memories we shared, but it also reminded me that portion of my life was behind me. K-On! Was an incredible journey. It was a perfect slice of these girls' lives. Whether it was purposeful or not, K-On! Made me think, and it made me realize that everything was going to be fine. When a silly anime about 5 high school girls is able to make you realize something like that, to me, that's what truly makes a moment impactful.